Welcome to our Yin class. Our theme for our class is nourishing energy, nourishing Yin energy in the winter. Let's begin our class on the mat in easy pose. You may cross your right leg over the left, or it would be the left over the right. And if you were with me on Tuesday, you can, I said right over the left, so now you can do left over the right. And we turn our palms up towards the sky. You can place your thumb and your middle finger together for your mudra. Close your eyes. And we turn inwards. Now I always say to do a head to toe check. Let's talk about that. We can look at our physical body first, seeing how we are feeling into our shoulders, seeing how we're feeling into our back, into our hips, make our joints, our legs. We notice any areas of tension. We notice if we are feeling a little bit up. And then checking in to see how our mind is. We've had a busy day. And then how are you feeling? Now we come into our breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. You may want to breathe out through the mouth for a few cycles of breath, just to release the adrenaline. Let your exhale breath help your body to settle, help your physical body just release into the ground, feeling the earth support you. Let your thoughts pass by one and continue to focus on your breath to help. You can count out your breath, inhaling for 4 counts, exhaling for 6 counts. In Yin, the exhale breath is longer than the inhale breath. We start to create a softness in our body, a softness all around. Coming out of easy pose, we open up our eyes, we release our mudra, and then making our way to our next pose, which will be butterfly. And we'll sit up for butterfly. If you have your pillows or blocks handy, you can place one under the right knee and then one under the left knee. Bringing the bottom of your feet together. So with our knees supported, we can let our knees fall open. We can let our feet fall open towards the ground. And we can add a fold forward. We'll inhale, lift up. And exhale, fall forward. We let the head hang. You may hold onto your feet, or you can bring your arms forward. You can also let your forehead be supported by your hands, or you can build up some props and let your head rest. So just take a moment just to set yourself up. Feel your body supported and then let go. Now with our nourishing yin energy for the winter, it is a time for us to create space, create time, for us to let our yin energy come forward and our yang energy settle. The yin energy helps us to turn inward, reflect, nourish, grow, and restore. With the exhale breath, let your body soften a little bit more into the fold. Our head hangs. "45 more seconds." Continue to breathe. The exhale breath longer than the inhale breath, helping you to release, to let go, to soften. The last 15 seconds, we come up nice and slow out of butterfly. We can take our legs forward and take your props over to each side. And then having your left leg in front, knee is bent, and then the right leg behind, and the knee is bent, about a 90-degree angle for each leg. Our next pose is deer pose. We do a pelvic tilt. You can hold deer pose right here, or you can add a lift and a twist. You can also come forward into a forward fold to the side. You can use a prop to support your body here. So again, taking that time to set yourself up, come back into yourself, into your breath, and let your body settle. Here we're stretching into the front of our leg, into your hip flexors. If you notice any kind of a pinching into the hip and you're folding forward, you can sit up and then just add the twist, or without the twist, just taking the time to readjust, and then find stillness. Enjoying this quiet time for yourself, time to reflect. Coming out of deer pose, slowly releasing. If you're folding to the side, just coming up, and then coming out of the twist. You can do a little twist to the other side first, and then taking your right leg in front and then the left leg behind. You can switch your prop to the other side. And we add the pelvic tilt, pushing the back hip forward here. And then we have that stretch into our hip flexors again. We add a lift and a twist and hold here. If you have any kind of pinching there, just readjust. You don't have to add the fold to the side, but you can. Then coming over to the side, you can use the prop for support and let the forehead rest. Or let your head hang, just what works for you. Let your exhale breath guide you a little bit deeper into releasing into this pose, letting go. And now coming out of deer, slowly make your way up. If you added the fold, you come out of the twist, and you can twist the other side first, and back to front. Coming into caterpillar for our next pose. You can sit up higher too, so that your hips are going to be higher than the knees to help get that forward fold. If you wanted to sit on a pillow, you can extend your legs forward, sit on the edge of the pillow too, and extend your legs forward and then add the fold forward. You can bend through the knees and fold forward that way, or legs straight and fold forward. You can also use a chair. Place a pillow on top of your legs and lie on top of it. Your toes may come a little bit back, and we fold. We let ourselves hang, let ourselves go, and exhale into this fold to let ourselves go a little bit deeper. Here we stretch into the backs of our legs, opening up through our lower back, mid back, upper part of our back, and your head hangs. Or we let our forehead rest. And coming out of our caterpillar, slowly lifting. Setting your prop over to the side. Bend the knees over to the side. And coming to all fours. Our next pose is dragon. So in all fours, step forward with the right hand and then left hand. We make our way into downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, take the right leg up, bend through the knee, and then step onto the outside of the right wrist. You may hold dragon right here, and then you can grip the mat with your finger pads to help take pressure off of your wrists. You can also make fists if you wanted to do it this way, or come down to the knee, and that'll be even better for taking pressure off your wrists. You can also come down to the forearms. And then it's a bigger opening into the right side of your pelvis. And now this pose is always lovely because this big hip opening, lots going on for different feelings, emotions. So I just want you to take notice of that. And now we let our head hang, let our shoulders release into the ground, and breathe. Are you letting your head go? Are you letting your pelvis soften a little bit more? Continue to breathe into those areas of tension and exhale, release, soften. One more cycle of breath. Inhale and exhale. And then we all slowly make our way out of dragon and come back to all fours in child's pose or back to downward facing dog. And hold here for a moment. You can alternate knee bends. And then come into three-legged dog with the left leg lifting to the sky, bend through the knee, and then step onto the outside of the left wrist. Now here, this nice big opening again. You can open up a little bit more. So taking the right foot a little bit back more, and then drop your pelvis down. So drop the hip down, and you can hold right here, or take the knee down. Just find where it's good for your knee. You can come down to the forearms, feeling that nice big opening into the left side of the hip a little bit more. Now, how are your shoulders? Are they lifting up? We let them go. And with that, we let our head go, we let it hang, and we breathe. Exhale and just shake it down.
If you need to shift at any time, readjust, go ahead and then come back into stillness. Remember, you can double up your mat for your knee, triple it up. I have always two mats here. A little bit more softness too for the joints. Let your body soften a little bit more with the exhale breath. Sinking into the ground a little bit more with the exhale breath. And then just like before, one more cycle of breath. And we make our way out of dragon. You may come back to all fours, child's pose, or back into downward facing dog. And then to your knees to melted heart. Big step forward with the right hand and to the left hand edge of the mat. And then we draw forearms down towards the ground. Your hips, I should say, are above your knees. You draw your forehead down to the ground and let it rest. Now, if this is not working for your knees, you can come onto the side of the body and bring your arms over or lie on your back and your arms overhead. Feeling this stretch into the backs of your arms, shoulders, back, opening up. Feel your pelvis widen. Coming out of melted heart. So we walk your hands back and then we make our way to all fours and rolling over to the side of our body and into banana asana. So banana shape coming up. So onto our back. Take your legs long on your mat. Now you might want to do a little shift through the body here. And we walk our legs over to the left corner of our mat. We walk our upper body over to the left corner of our mat. Now, if you find that your right side of the hip, it's wanting to lift, just come out of the banana shape a little bit. Arms, they may come overhead. You can hold onto your hands, opposite elbows. I have a little blanket here. It could even be for yourself too, that you have, that you put your elbows down towards your blanket. Finding what's going to work for you for your arms, and then crossing your right ankle over top of the left ankle. And all along the right side of our body, we feel this stretch. Your IT band, your intercostals into the rib cage. Actually into the side of the hip too. Shoulder, our chest. With your eyes closed. Continue to turn inward and breathe. Now feel your body long through both sides of the waist. Your inhale breath help you to open up through the side, the upper part of your body. And the exhale breath help you to release. We make our way out of Banana Asana by uncrossing the ankles, releasing our arms, coming back to the side of our body and upper body, Coming back to the center. Taking our legs back to the center. Now we walk our legs over to the right corner of the mat. Our body to the right corner of the mat. Arms overhead again. You may use blanket if you want to let your arms rest on. Hold on to the hands, opposite elbows, or you can just let your arms be by the side too. Crossing your left ankle over top the right. And feel your waist long on both sides. Opening up through the left side of our body. Breathe. Inhale to open it up. Exhale, letting go of any areas of tightness. Coming out of Banana Asana, crossing our ankles, releasing our hands, arms back down to the side, and our upper body comes back to the center. Legs taken back to the center, bending to the right knee, and then bending to the left knee. Now, how was the last pose? I didn't say anything throughout the last half of Banana Asana when we were on to the right side. Are you able to just let yourself go, mind wander, finding stillness? You're in cradle. Let our pelvis soften into the ground. Use our exhale breath to let go. So inhale, opening. And exhale breath. We let our body soften into the ground. Bringing our legs up the wall, so to extend your legs straight up to the sky. We hold here. It's always nice to put your legs actually against a wall. So at any time you could do that. You can do it through the day. And if caterpillar, the one we did when we were upright, our legs were forward, and then we folded over top of our legs. If caterpillar doesn't work for you, you can lie on your back and put your legs up the wall. This is really great. Taking that pressure off the lower back. Takes it off the hamstrings, so you can just feel the stretch in the hamstrings, but it's not that pull. Our next pose, one of my favorites. If this pose, the next pose doesn't work for you, it is a twist. You can lie on your back, and I'll just show you the option, and take your knees over to one side like this. And then your arms can come in line with your shoulders, or you can tuck your arms in. If it doesn't work for your shoulder, you can place a pillow underneath of the shoulder too for support, if that doesn't work for opening up. Okay, so the next pose, if you wanted to do it with me, would be, remember the option, it's line, come to all fours here first. So we'll start out this way. You can do it this way too, and it would be threading the needle like that. Or you're coming down towards the ground, take your right arm, place it underneath of the left side, so into this nice hole here between your arm and body, and then rolling your body over to the left side, and we open. And just finding where it works for your legs. You can have support underneath of the left knee. You can take both of those knees up. This big opening we have into shoulder, chest, twist for our spine. Then look opposite way of your knee. And breathe. Let's do 2 more cycles of breath. The last cycle, we make our way out of this little twist, big twist, and come back onto our front of our body. And this time, the left arm will go underneath. And then we add opening, taking our right arm open. You can place a pillow block underneath of the right knee for support. Your head turns the opposite way of your knee. Now if you're lying on your back, the supine twist, taking your legs over to the right side. If you took them over to the left, coming out of our twist, taking our head back towards the center. And then right arm coming back up and over. We can lie on the front of our body. Let the forehead rest here for a moment on our hands. Coming out by rolling over to the side of the body, rolling over to your back. Just bend the knees, roll over. Begin again, take right knee and left knee in towards the chest to cradle. I'm just thinking about how you would like to do Shavasana. It may be lying on your back with your knees bent or legs straight. You can take your arms a little bit further away from the body to open up through the body a little bit more. You can come into a seated pose for meditation. So taking the right foot down to the ground, left foot down to the ground. And we set ourselves up here. If you have a blanket that you would like to use to cover your body or anything else that you might like to use, please go ahead. Finding that stillness. We close our eyes. Knowing that we have taken time for ourselves, created time for ourselves, created space for ourselves to feel nourished. Enjoying the quiet, enjoying the silence. It is truly magic. We soften into Shavasana. We let ourselves be. I will call you back when it is time.
Slowly coming back. Here we notice the sounds around us. Moving through your fingers and toes. Maybe a little shift through the body. And if you're lying on your back, you can bend through the right knee and left knee. Taking your right arm overhead and rolling over to the right side to fetal. And then coming up and placing your hands to your heart center. Thank you for joining me and sharing your practice. Taking with you this lovely feeling, nourishment for ourselves. Namaste.